Is it being recorded?
Yeah.
All right. So, hi and welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast, a show with meaningful conversations in English with non-native speakers. My name is Jendrek,
My name is Masha,
and we are two English teachers
who wished, who wish they worked for a steel plant.
oh yeah, perfect. Masha, so how do you think, how do you imagine working for a steel plant? I mean, you doing what?
I don't know, there must be some kind of a screw I need to unscrew or something like this, and you could do it every day. How? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Teaching
it's a
English,
very
of course. It's a lifelong occupation.
lifelong
Think of job
occupation.
security, yeah? You say that people who work for steel plants work there
Yeah,
forever.
yeah. This is exactly. I'm saying this also because certain things happened in my life. I've got contacted by the people from a steel plant. One person, and I say hi to Anya, by the way. With who I worked good few years ago, and by good few I mean 7, 8, or 9 years ago. I would have to think hard to tell you exactly. And yeah, and working in a steel plant or any big industry seems like a stable occupation where you can actually stay longer. What Masha, is that an attractive
Yeah,
vision for you?
I think you were under this impression that they are not threatened by AI, that they're sure they will have this job forever.
Yeah, it's
Such a
great.
nice, what a
It's I
life.
always admired. Yeah, I always admired. This big industry, the big industry, industrial companies for exactly for their stability of employment. And some sort of predictability, and that's great. But I wonder, if you think, because you mentioned that you'd like, or we'd like to work in a steel plant, but what about English courses? I mean, you can't run them forever, right? Because it doesn't speak well about you if you
Why
teach someone
doesn't
for,
it? I
well,
mean, the same
you know what
student,
I mean. Yeah, because
of course. Yeah.
teaching someone should have, well, the beginning is obvious, but the end somewhere, right?
Yeah, but
What do you think?
you keep having new people. It's not like you teach one person
But what if
whole
the steel
life.
plant doesn't admit new people? Because unless, okay,
Oh,
some
but
people
it's
retire,
huge.
but it's huge on the other side. Yeah, it's true. And it's never like, there is no fresh blood. There's always fresh blood. Yeah, but I want to ask, and having this opportunity, what do you think about finishing a cooperation, finishing a course in English, something like English that doesn't have, honestly, a proper ending, right? So when is the right time to drop out or to finish your education, linguistic education?
When you basically can survive on your own. I mean, it will never finish, but you will be
Hmm.
able, I mean, you watch films, you read books, you communicate with people. That's an education in itself.
And then you meet
When you're pretty
someone.
comfortable doing that, I mean, you can actually do it starting early on if you
Mhm.
have this level of, what is it? Tolerance of ambiguity or tolerance of the unknown? What is it called?
Meaning, oh, I don't
Meaning
know
that you're
actually.
comfortable with not understanding a lot.
Ah, all right, all right. But yeah, it's very hard to say when is the right time to finish, because there's always, a moment when, I don't know, you get yourself in a situation where you underperform, so to say, and
At work, you
there are
mean?
people at work or anywhere in life,
Mm.
and you realize, like, wow, I'm really really bad.
There will
And
always be
then,
somebody better than you.
yeah, that is true.
So you just have to, when you feel many people just feel comfortable and they're not so proficient, but they are comfortable. That's the measure, I think, that this
should that be the goal of
yardstick.
English teachers?
Make people
To
comfortable.
make people comfortable enough so that they can, survive and don't have to feel bad about themselves.
But what do you mean make people comfortable? That's this trap that students fall into, because they are pretty comfortable with me in the classroom, I believe, on the second day. Well, sometimes it takes long, but and
sometimes on the first.
This is actually a good idea. And I'm now, talking to teachers who may be listening to us, that it may be a good, because all your students are very comfortable with you in this, the association we have is a garden, very well kept garden, and you need to send them once in a while, in the wilderness. And our show, I think, is a good place to send them to. So if you're an English teacher, yes, and you understand that your students maybe got too comfortable, just send them
great idea. What a great
here.
idea is that? Yeah.
1 hour of unprepared,
spontaneous conversation, with some crazy questions
test
inside.
your English, to understand whether you're comfortable in the real world, because you may feel quite comfortable in the classroom. Why not?
Yeah, that's a great idea. It's a great
English
idea.
teachers, consider this as, real life test drive, or whatever.
Yeah, as an opportunity, basically, to let your students basically test themselves, but in an environment that is totally friendly, but at the same time different from what they know.
But different, yeah. But very friendly.
All right, great.
Like AI, we don't judge, yeah.
I was thinking, Masha, that we need to come up with a table exactly like the one you showed me once. This comparison between AI and human
tutor and
tutors.
AI tutor.
But we should turn it around, and point out to the advantages of human tutors, because I think it's it's doing us a disservice, this, and the wider this table circulates,
And the irony of this is these tables, these tutors, AI tutors, are advertised by humans.
Yeah.
You're digging your own
not
grave.
For much longer, not for much longer. Yeah, that's true. All
That's
right,
funny.
fine. So we know now when to finish our education.
Do we?
We as our community, the learners and the teachers who listen to us, they know when to say stop. Once you feel comfortable, you just need to go to the Thinking Out Loud podcast and you're free.
Maybe.
All right, great.
So today we have a guest who decided to have a taste of some wilderness.
Exactly. And she joined us right here from France, from my region. And we are going to have a conversation with Solange, who is a very clever English user, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned petrolium English,
I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, it's a great concept, but at the same time, I think she's way beyond petroleum English. However, I've never worked on an oil platform, so I can tell you for sure, what's the petroleum English really like.
Yeah, me neither. I have no
All right.
idea.
So before we invite you to the conversation with Solange, I just need to mention that our website is finally working properly, and it's tolpodcast.com, where you can find all the necessary information about our show, about for example, the ways to get in touch with us, it's either via social media or directly via email, or Masha.
A voicemail?
Yes, a voicemail. There is also a voicemail, of course. So we are still waiting for you
What are you going to do
recording.
when we get the first voicemail?
Well, we already had voicemails before. Come on, it's not
Yeah,
going to be
okay,
the
but
first in.
from a
Okay, the first
stranger, not
from
from
a
your
stranger.
student.
I'm going to
Because
publish
I can
that.
get my son to leave us a voicemail, but I'm not so
Would be kind of
desperate.
no felt yeah that would be kind of
So
unfair.
when you get a real voicemail, what are you
But
gonna
we
do?
publish that and we comment on it.
You're not gonna
That's I guess.
celebrate?
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate with I don't know what. With a cake.
Okay, well, but people, please give us a reason for celebration. We all need the
All right.
cause. Just a little.
Yeah, leave us your voicemail. The link is on our website, tolpodcast.com. And if you really believe in us, and if you believe that this show can grow into something absolutely special and inspire masses of people, then you can also leave us a tip, buying us a virtual coffee. Why not? This service is still working.
Oh
So
yes,
it's been a long time since we ever mentioned that.
yeah.
But there's everything's on our website, including also our school, that is studiomentals.com, but the link is also on tolpodcast.com. And well, don't hesitate to take a free class with us, and who knows what's gonna happen next. So thanks a lot, and let's have a chat with Solange. Hi, Solange. Welcome to
Hi.
the Thinking Out Loud podcast.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Solange, we need to know a little bit about you. I know just a little bit. You are my student. You have been my student for what? For 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yes. And I can't say I know a lot about you. I just know the one fact about you is that you often travel to South Africa. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Why South Africa?
Oh, because the first time we went in South Africa, it was in 1995, I
All right.
think. And it was just after the end of the apartheid.
Yeah.
And in this country, there was an energy that never we find in France. And it was so good. And people were so happy to see white people.
Mm-hmm.
and the energy, the kindly, the people were very kindly,
Mm-hmm.
and so that, and we saw a lot of animals, so we love that. Yeah.
And so it started in 1995, and since then you have been coming back regularly.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was 12 times we went in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
With children or with my husband, only two. And now we are retired, so we try to go one or twice time in a year.
You never thought of buying a property, a house, and staying there for
Yes,
longer?
we thought that, but I think it's too late now, because we have our we have our friend in France, and children, and activities, and it will be a little bit difficult. Yeah.
All right.
And
All right.
but now we are coming in November. We're coming in for 2 weeks, and we want to buy a car with a tent on the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and to
Wow, that's
go
cool.
when we want. Yes, we have
That's
friends
cool.
in South Africa. They can park the car.
I
And
need to ask you one question, because I've never been there, but And I heard a lot of different things about South Africa, but is it a safe country to travel around?
We never have problem, never, never. But we are prudent. We are careful. We are careful. No, careful. I don't know.
Careful, yeah.
It's like careful. Yeah, it's like Marseille. You don't go in a north. But I'm a girl. I'm a wife. Never I go in the north, Quartier Nord in Marseille at the night. And or 6 o'clock when I haven't les codes, I haven't les habitudes, so they know.
The habit, you
And
know.
The habit. Oh,
yeah.
I recognize.
In South Africa, it's like that. If we go at the night, we take the car and we close the car, and in the car there is nothing in view.
Yeah.
And I think the touristic zone are very sont surveillés. There are a lot of policemen.
They are. You can say surveilled, which means patrolled by the police.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
sometimes we went in a township, but we don't care. We went. We lost. We lost. Yeah, where are we? Oh, and people look at us with big eyes. Oh, who are they? We are lost, and no problem.
And tell me again. I may come out as an ignorant, but is the population in South Africa mainly white or black or mixed, 50-50?
Black. There is a lot of black, and majority black, and white less, and mixed. The people don't mixed. There are, but in the Cape Town and Stellenbosch, and in where is intellectual country, university.
Yeah, the elites.
Yeah, the elite. Yeah. And so it's like that. And one time we were afraid. It was the 1st of January, and there were near Durban, and we went on near the ocean, and when we want to return, there were a lot of black people. We were in wine. They drank a lot.
Yeah. They were drunk.
Yeah, they were drunk. So it was a little bit aggressive. So we stay in the car, and we tried. One don't take an ID, but it's the first time we were afraid.
And the last.
And the last.
All right. All right. So much. Sorry, Solange. I'm sorry if I interrupted you. You wanted to add something?
We had the children with us, and it's perhaps it's the cause of our we were afraid. Because with the children, we don't know how to do but they were conscious of that, because they were very quiet. No noise in the car. no quiet. No, they don't think. They don't get quiet like that, and they look right, left.
Well, they understood the situation. All right. Thanks so much, Masha. Is there something you'd like to know about South Africa?
I don't know anything, so everything is very interesting. So
Yeah, I
black
mean,
and white, they kind of live happily together, right? But white people are mostly
I don't think, Masha, it's a happy life
expatriate.
together. I don't know.
I don't know.
But white people now, they are very disappointed because before there were the elite, and now the high situation are reserved to black people, to the black
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
So now the white people say, well, there are
Discriminated against, or
discriminated. Yeah.
And black people say, welcome to the club, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's that. And they, for the first time last year, we saw an homeless, white homeless, homeless,
Mhm.
yeah, with and comment dire, we take uh,
you asked, or
with the hand to give money to
Begging,
him,
okay,
begging for
okay.
money.
begging,
Yeah.
begging for money. Yeah, it was the first time we saw that.
All
You mean
right.
usually you saw black people homeless, and now that's the first time you
Yeah. A lot of black people homeless. Yes.
All right.
And
Yeah.
now, yeah. And the problem is not only black people from South Africa, but they have a big immigration from West Africa, from the
Mhm.
north.
Yeah.
So, and it's a problem for the nation because they have no job for them, and South Africa is for us the Eldorado. They think there will be good, and they have a social politic, and people. It's like a little bit the French. They are, or Europe. They are coming because you have something to eat, the earth, for the earth, and so they think that they think it's better than their nation.
But I may be wrong, Solange, but I think that especially recently I heard that South Africa is considered a failed state. I don't know what does it refer to, but I think that South Africa found itself in this basket of countries right now with Russia and other countries that are sort of considered either failed states or autocracies or that kind of
Yeah.
company.
Yeah. I White people, because we are white, so we speak with white people. Black people are, it's more difficult to speak with them. And white people said the government is bad, is corrompu,
Corrupted.
and they corrupted. They not buy the other. They rent. No, the rent. Yeah, the rent.
They take bribes.
The country to China, to Russian, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Mine, the mine where for the coal and diamonds are by Chinese people, Chinese state.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and that's why I guess there is exactly corruption and so on and the country right now is, I think, considered a failed state or a semi. I don't know if you can be a semi-failed or just failed or not.
On the
But
road to
and I think South Africa was promising when they were organizing the World Cup with lots of tourists, and there is if you think about nature of South Africa, it's absolutely amazing, right, Solange? The landscapes. I mean, South Africa, its natural beauty. It's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. The nature, the animals, and they have a politic to preserve that because they know this is good for tourism for them.
Of course.
But But before the COVID, there were a lot of people, and became tourism de masse, tourism, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And not in Tanzania or in Namibia or Botswana. And when you go in South Africa, in the reserve, we see a lot of people. Now I think they are thinking to be more restrictive. Yeah, because it's like Machu Picchu. If you have too much people, you use the land. It's not good because you don't see the animals as you want.
Yeah, it's not even this, but I guess these people are a threat to the ecosystem, I guess, because everybody has to eat something, everybody has to go to the toilet and so on, and I think it's logistically it becomes a huge problem.
And when we are a lot of people, you are more. There is more chance. People doesn't respect the nature, doesn't respect because there is no. It's a produit de consommation. It's
it's how do you translate Masha, produit de consommation?
I wish I knew.
Oh, it's a consumer. It's a product to consume.
It's
a product. Yeah, it's basically a product. It's basically a product. Yes, you're right. The same. I think the same is happening to Mount Everest, the tallest mountain. With huge lines, of hundreds of people climbing the highest mountain on the planet.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I think it's in French. It's called sur tourisme.
Sur tourisme. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm not sure about the English equivalent. It's like over tourism or something like that.
Surbooking. Like surbooking the plane.
All right. So it's on the one hand it's a blessing, on the other hand it's a curse, having lots of tourists and being a tourist destination. All right, great. You so this is your special bond with South Africa. I'm curious because this is an English-speaking country, right?
Yeah.
And there were so many destinations in Africa where French is the primary language.
Yeah. But South Africa is not like West Africa, Senegal or Mali or this country. It's a meet.
Yeah, it's a mix. A mix.
A mix. Africa and Europe. So,
and it's a former, if I'm not mistaken, it's a former Dutch colony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you have a commodity as like in Europe, it's very, very clean everywhere. If you go in a station for the fuel, the toilets are everywhere. They are very, very clean, no problem, and it's good. Because in France now it's not the case, but when you go and you want to go somewhere and it's bad, you are not in confidence like that. You can go here or another place. In Kruger Park, you have some place where you can stop and go out of the car. And here there is someone, and he is cleaning all the toilets, and no paper on the ground, and it's quiet.
Yeah. This Kruger Park, I think, is on the list of my places to visit. By the way, yes. All right, great.
Yeah.
Fantastic,
It's not
Solange. I
like
would like to spend the whole time here talking
Yeah.
about South Africa and so on, but it's really an interesting place, and it's also very interesting to ask the people who've been there, you know, and
Yeah.
not just, you know, read about it in Wikipedia or somewhere. All right, fine. So that is it. I want to ask something that I'm curious about, but I never asked you personally. Why not do it? Why not do it on our show? What is your story with the English language? I mean, um, it's pretty solid, and tell me, and it's unlike, I think, unlike let's say the French average. So, what is your story with the English language? Have you worked using English, or how
Oh,
did you train yourself?
we in the past, well, it was scholar English, only that.
Mhm.
After, I don't speak English. I didn't speak English a long time, a very long time. And my husband worked in petroleum. So when friends are coming, they are speaking in petroleum English. So for me,
What is the petroleum English? What is it?
it's simplified. It's English simplified.
All right. So, but what?
No,
But you mean, because wait, he worked on a platform, oil
yeah,
platform. All right. And
yeah,
I believe that that such places gather people of all
yeah.
nationalities. All
Yes,
right.
all nationalities. So the language, the common language is English, but with a lot of accent, a
Mhm.
lot level different,
Yeah.
and Chinese or American or all nationalities.
And I wanna ask you, where was the platform located?
Oh, he worked a lot of time in Africa, around
Mhm.
Africa,
Mhm.
and Nigeria, and I don't know where. After in China, Arab,
All right.
Arabie Saudite,
Mhm.
and
Saudi Arabia. Mhm.
Saudi Arabia, and Iran,
Mhm.
Iran,
Iran.
Iran, and that's all, I think.
All right. All right. But it's like, yeah, it's like the whole world almost.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I get, and have you been a
So you
visitor to these?
you interrupted. We never got to hear the end of the story with English. Jędrek.
Ah, yeah.
I was about to ask, you know, because I wanted to
Yeah.
ask Solange whether you were a visitor to these platforms, or um
You didn't speak
Yeah.
English for a lot of time, and then
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
did?
And after with my husband, we travel, and I meet some of friends, and they speak. Um, I said it's petroleum English because it's
yeah.
an English, simple English, with no, not very correct.
With no
But
grammar.
working,
With
but working, you know.
Like I speak. So I was like that. I understood nothing. And so after I said, well, now if I want to speak to people, or when we go to South Africa or other country, it's necessary to speak English. Where you go, anywhere you go. If you go in China, if you don't speak English, it's a problem because in a touristic zone country, they speak English. No, everybody, but you can find somebody speaking English. With French, it's not possible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and
it's interesting, you know, what happened to the French language that used to be number one,
Yeah,
that used to
yeah,
be lingua franca, and some people claim it will come back as
yeah.
lingua franca once the African populations grow, and they are predicted to be growing exponentially. for the
Yeah.
next couple of decades.
Yeah, but in this country, it's official language. They speak a lot of dialect
Yeah.
or other language, and yeah, but it's only Africa. It's good, but in Asia or America, yes, they speak Spanish, English, or Spanish. A little bit French, a little French. If you want to go everywhere, you need to speak English, Spanish, and French. With that, you
yeah,
go everywhere.
that three. Yeah, perhaps I wonder about Russian as a complement to the Asian travels, but yeah.
So how did you improve your, petroleum English to this good level you have now? Just you picked it up while traveling, or did I understand?
Petroleum. When friends are coming, I understand, but I can't speak. I was blocked. So it's necessary to have lesson in English to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And but with petroleum, the petroleum English, my husband can go everywhere and can have conversation with people. So it's not a high level conversation, but he can speak. And I'm very I'm very like that. Oh, he speaks English. Ah.
And so you decided to take lessons yourself, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And when we travel, it's a problem because when I want that or you don't want that, Jill, buy that for me, buy that for me. You can. No, I don't speak. I can't buy that. I can't speak. I can explain what I want.
All right. That's great. That's great. All right.
I'm a bit
Masha.
lost. I mean, have you improved dramatically in 2 weeks with Jendrik? Because I
No,
wouldn't call this English now petroleum English. It's very good language. Maybe I misunderstood something. Jendrik.
Yeah. My husband is Marseillais, from Marseille, and when he speaks English, he speaks with a terrible accent, Marseillais accent, very
right.
terrible.
English with an accent from Marseille. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And it's not a basic English. It's simplified. I think I have a better grammatical English than him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because sometimes I say, no, it's not like that. It doesn't matter. They understand me.
So how did you learn?
I
Yes.
learned in school.
That's it. That's it. You only learned it at school when you were a child.
Yeah, when I was a child. Right. It's a very long time. It's very, very long time. Yeah.
And then Masha, it's practice, and
Practice.
Yeah, that's how you arrive, at a decent level of English, and you're able to communicate with everybody around the planet. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Solange, let's go maybe to what I call the thinking out loud proper. Maybe a little bit my questions, so I would like to ask you one more. One more.
One more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Masha, is there anything on your mind? Any question, like I know a classic question or something or also given what you know right now about Solange, Is there something that you would like to ask?
Nothing related to, do you have
I'm
something
thinking,
that-
because the database of questions is vast, but let's try. I'd like to ask you, Solange, about the concept of luxury. And I don't know, Masha, if we ever touched
No.
this concept on our
No.
show. So it will be also interesting for us. Solange, is having a fridge in your house a luxury or not?
I don't understand.
Yeah, is having a fridge, a
A fridge,
refrigerator
yeah. I have a fridge, yeah.
at home
Yeah.
a luxury? Is it a luxury or not? Luxury, it means luxe. Is it luxury? Do
I
you
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
this
know
concept,
luxury.
yeah, it's luxe.
Ah, look, no, it's not a luxury because when it is hot outside, you need
Mhm.
have a fridge. When I was young, my grandmother say, "Oh, the fridge is marvelous because you can do the soup or the aliment one time for 2 or 3 days. When we haven't fridge, we need to cook every day because it doesn't it doesn't be good after
Yeah,
one
it
day.
goes bad. It goes bad. Exactly. It goes
It goes
bad
back.
after,
Yeah,
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 one
yeah,
day in hot weather.
yeah.
But wait. So it was luxury in the past, but today it's not.
Today it's yes, it was luxury because it was very expensive.
Mhm.
So it was luxury like television in past or a car.
Mhm.
Now it's basic.
So it's
Yeah, but
interesting
what
that
is basic? Like, do you think you could live without a fridge?
You can, but it's you need to have another organization, more difficult.
Mhm.
You need to go to buy aliment every day and
Food,
cook
generally to
quickly
buy
and
food. Yeah.
cook quick and cook quickly. Yeah. So now it's with the les habitudes de vivre, with the life.
With style of life, maybe, or
The style life it's difficult because you haven't time. Today I forget I have the fridge empty, vide, very empty.
Yeah, empty.
Empty. I have nothing to eat today, except a meat or rice or pasta. So I went to the market to buy something. And if you haven't fridge every day like that, you went to the
Yeah, I mean,
market.
everything you buy, you need to eat almost immediately.
Yeah, quickly, immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but what is basic need? It's so interesting. What's basic need?
Basic need in the house. Fridge, washing machine. Wash the clothes.
Yeah. Well, we think of these things today as, like you said, a lifestyle. But imagine I am, let's say, a fashion blogger. This is how I make a living. This is how I make money to live. And for me, it's absolutely, it's very important to have very expensive clothes and accessories because this is how I make money. So I can say that, a Prada bag for me is basic need,
Yeah, but it's for your job. It's not for the house. Yeah, for my job, I need to have a computer. I need to have perhaps a car. It's necessary, but it's not for my home life, for the life of my family. It's different.
So we cannot say that we all live in luxury today, because we've got fridges, we've got cars, we've got washing machines and irons. So it's a basic, it has become a basic let's say equipment. Everybody needs to have it.
Yeah. And the phone.
Yeah.
10 years ago, or 15 years ago, we haven't that. It was not a necessary. Now it's necessary. You
Yes.
can't live without that.
That
But
is true.
I was working in social logement, in social habitation. And when arrived that, we have a lot of people, they can't pay their flat because you have internet, you have phone, and it will be €100. And €100, it's what you need to eat for 1 week or 2 weeks. I don't know how many times in that time, but it was a real problem with the telephone, internet.
Yes. How do you, Solange, how do you understand the concept of luxury today? What is luxury?
Luxury, it's superfluous. When you have something not necessary, it's like, when I travel, it's luxury.
It's traveling is luxury. So it's so how do
it's my luxury. It's my luxury. But for perhaps for another people, it's to go to golf or have I don't know what, or a good beautiful clothes or expensive clothes.
So luxury has to be expensive or not?
But expensive is very relative, you know. What's
Yes.
expensive for me, it's...
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is relative, but you mean geographically relative, because we have different income levels, or what do you refer to, Masha?
Yeah, because of different income levels. And, you know, you can define luxury through cost or through like this concept of basic need, something I can't live without. And, you know, somebody may say, I eat red caviar every day. And for me, it's basic need because it's full of vitamins and I will, you know, it will affect my health if I don't. So this person can afford it, first of all. And secondly, he would define it as something basic, as a basic need. So it's either way, it's so relative, you know?
Yeah, it's relative. Yeah.
But Solange, you said that traveling is maybe a luxury, or having free time is luxury.
Oh yes, free time is very
And I don't
luxury.
know, yeah, exactly. And I don't know if we can say it's expensive, or because traveling could be cheap.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I wonder because if we define, for example, freedom of movement as luxury,
Yeah.
then it's not strictly connected to you know, to money, to the price.
Yeah, it's right. That's right. I know that when I was tired, my luxury was to take my clock and to put here, and I say I have all time I want. I do things slowly, and it's luxury, yeah. But sometimes it's necessary to remember that, because we forget what is luxury, time or traveling, or to be free, go where you want.
Yeah, I guess your own bed, you know, it's also luxury, you know.
So it's something precious that it's for some reason unavailable to you, or maybe it's difficult to get.
Precious to get. I don't.
Precious. What is French for precious? Jendrik? Show us your French.
Yes.
Okay. Précieux.
Precious, like
not necessarily expensive,
like
but precious to you.
What is precious for me?
No, I mean luxury. Maybe it's something not necessarily expensive, but precious and not easy to get, you know, like free time.
Or not obvious.
Not obvious. For the other, for a very strange reason, this is something I discussed yesterday with, by the way, Julia, who was on our show. And I thought of, you know, having a car in the age of, you know, global warming, climate change, and we are so obsessed with carbon emission. Having a car may be considered a luxury because, you know, you need to be mindful of your, you know, carbon footprint.
Yeah, and but sometimes we don't remember it's luxury. The car, it's a luxury because it's expensive, and you need to work a lot to have the car. Well, somebody else not have to work a lot, but sometimes we forget that is not that is not necessary
to have a car.
That is to have a car. Yes,
it's not
I
necessary.
think, yeah. Sometimes I have a car and I say, yes, I have a car, but it's luxury if I think, because I take it 2 or 3 times in the month to go to supermarket. And to go to the supermarket, I have a bus. So one time I said, but I can take the bus to go to supermarket. Oh, it's easier to take the car. Yeah, I think now it's a luxury, but I don't I don't realize that it's
it's very hard. Yeah, it's very hard to realize. Actually, you know, I remember one story of a Chinese emperor who wanted to drink a cold drink, and he would send a messenger to Tibet to bring him some ice from the mountains of Tibet, you know, and the poor messenger was going there from Beijing to Tibet, and he was, you know, I don't know what, rolling this ball of snow, you know, back to Beijing, so that when he finally arrived in Beijing, he had an ice cube, you know, out of this huge ball of ice, and so the emperor could put it into his drink and have a cold drink. And now we are all emperors of China. If we open a fridge or the refrigerator and the freezer, and we have ice cubes, you know, we no problem, you know, any as much as we want.
Sometimes so sorry.
I want to ask you, Solange, a strange question. Whose life do you think is or was more comfortable, a medieval king or your life today? A king from the Middle Ages or you today?
Today it's comfortable. I'm happy. Yes, it's comfortable, but I haven't the nostalgia with the past. I know,
But if you think about, if you compare yourself to a king from Middle Ages,
or to that emperor,
or to the emperor of China, do you think your life? Do you think you are better off? Do you think you're better
now? It's better now because
you have to wait for a long time for this ice cube. to arrive.
We can drink with ice cup, and we have the earth, we have medicine, we have
Yeah.
When I see my parents, when I all ill they have, and I said, yeah, how can I, or my grandparents, how can they be alive with all the things there is? Now I have, I go to the doctor and he gives something to have no pain.
Yeah,
It's
you get a pill.
marvelous.
Exactly.
It's marvelous.
Yes, the marvels of pharmacy. It's
Yeah,
also something to
yeah, yeah,
wonder
uh,
about. Yes,
yeah.
it's absolutely amazing. So
And
we are all
in,
we are better off than the emperors of the past ages.
oh yeah. And the emperor, it was good, but little people, it was very bad. It was
Yeah,
awful.
but even the emperor, if I'm sorry for the example, but if you go to the toilet and
Yeah.
after your visit, there's a bad smell, you have a lot of, I don't know what, some products to remove this bad smell, and so on. In
Mhm.
the Middle Ages, not like people probably didn't care, but if they did, they used I know the orange skin, or
The peel.
yeah, the peel, exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
But
so
I'm
that is,
sure when
and
an emperor goes to a toilet, I mean, it's already been scrubbed clean for him.
yeah, probably,
Yeah.
So
yes,
that's
probably.
the benefit of
Yeah, a
the,
lot
the
of people.
I think the only thing that we miss perhaps is the power. We don't have so much power like the king or the emperor had.
Yeah, but I don't know if power it's happiness. I don't know.
power corrupts, Jendrik.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
power. Yeah, we know that from Star Wars. We know it from Star Trek. We know it from everywhere.
but I want to say, like as woman, I think it's a better time now that in 1915,
Hmm.
or when my mother was young. My mother was, and I think there is a lot of women like that. They want to to have financial independence, but it was very difficult to work, and and, and now we have financial independence. And if I want to do something, I do something. I haven't to say to my husband or my father, can I have some money to buy a dress or to do something or to, yeah,
Hmm.
it's, or you're bad, I want to go away, I can't go. I haven't the problem of dependence. And I think like it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely,
Better time to
definitely.
be a woman, and now that to be a woman. Last time you were only a servant, except if you were queen. But you can count how many women were queen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe there was one or two in the whole of
Yeah,
Europe.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. All right. Or
But
maybe
on the other hand, all women had to do was housework. But now, on top of that, because you still have to do
yeah,
housework,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you
you're right.
also
You're right.
have to work, make money.
yeah. Yeah, but it's personal épanouissement. Personal, when you see, when you are in your house, except if you have a lot of money with domestic, you have to do, I don't know, you have to do, you have to cook, you have to make, to clean, you have to think it, perhaps some women are happy to do that, and it's good. But if it's not your nature, it's not you. Uh, it's I, it's no good. Yeah, I want to do, if I want to do that, and if I can, it's good. But if it's not my thought, I think you need to go to work outside, to work have work outside, out of the house.
Yeah.
And leave your house in a mess. This is my philosophy now. Every time I enter my bathroom, you know, after I've spent a summer in the summer house, and my husband
Yeah.
visited my city flat occasionally. So
I think,
and I
Masha, you
enter
are.
and I'm thinking, this is not something I want to do, you know, as a woman.
I think, Masha, you are as unfortunate as my wife, because you are also surrounded by men exclusively,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I have three men, so
yeah, 3 men in the house. The same is my wife's in the same situation, you know. So
so
But
this is not a choice, unfortunately,
but the men can do. But the
to
men can
clean
do
or not to
something.
clean.
They can. They have
They
2
can,
hands.
but my standards are very high, you know,
Yeah.
and they simply cannot meet my standards.
Yeah, it's not a standard. Yeah.
So either I have to lower my standards or do everything myself.
Yeah. But when I work, I was with I need to delegate
Oh, art of delegation.
and when delegation and yes. At the beginning, I want people do those like I want, those like I do, like I do.
Yeah.
After I realize the method is not important, it's a result. If they do something, if they do as they want, with a method, with qui est en accord avec eux, with
which they like, simply.
Yeah. If they have the same result that I do, that I want, that I need, it's good. The problem is not how you do. The problem is to have the result you need.
Yeah, but I rarely get this result. You know?
No.
All right.
I
think, girls, stop criticizing men, you know. I feel like, you know.
You started it. You compared me with your wife.
Yeah, but we are not entirely bad or good for nothing.
No.
Come on.
No, but in work it's the same thing. In work is the same thing. If you need, you have some you have il y a des process. There are some process, and if the man or the girl do the thing with that process, but sometimes go like that, it's not a problem if the result is good.
I agree.
I think. Yeah.
Great.
With that, we are more. You are more quiet. The result, it's good. How do you do? It's not. Doesn't matter. The result is here. It's good.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. I think, you know, we went from South Africa through luxury to household chores, you know, and the art of delegation, like Masha, like you said, you know. All right, great. I think Masha, we may easily put a full stop somewhere around here.
Yes, but we want to encourage people, you know, we keep sending this message.
Exactly.
So we hope that this was inspirational, that, you know, you don't have to have...
Yeah, exactly. Solange, I think that you can easily be an inspiration for many people with your language, you know, with your ability to communicate and your courage and I think a fantastic approach to communication that is, you know, that is basically how would you summarize that, Masha? It's I think Solange
simply very effective.
Is effective, you know, but it's her spirit that is communicating, and it's not so much. I mean, I mean, the grammar is fine here. I mean, I wasn't even paying attention to it, you know. But
Do
it
you
feels
ever?
like, you know. Sorry?
Do you ever pay
Oh
attention to
yeah, that's
grammar?
another thing, you know. That's another thing, you know. I don't, but the point is that the communication happens at so many levels. People believe that it's only grammar and vocab, right? But it's so much more. And Solange, thanks once again, because you've got this so much more in you that helps you to communicate successfully across a lot of subjects, you know, from South Africa to household chores, you know.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks a
Thanks a
lot.
lot for meeting us today.
Thanks a lot.
And Masha, it's over to you.
Jesus, you don't have to say it. Just you can wink. Okay, thank you very much. And thanks everyone
Thank you,
for
Masha. Thank you,
listening. And this was another episode of the Thinking Out Loud. Stay tuned for
Okay.
the next one.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.